And now... This looks better. Yeah, sorry. There was just one switch. Yeah, glorious start. Play Xenogenesis and then muted. Anyway, yeah, thank you all so much for joining today. Yeah, so today I'm gonna do a song breakdown for my track Windfall. And the reason I'm doing these things is that I learned so much online through producers who did song breakdowns, like for example Ian Kirkpatrick, who did a lot of Dua Lipa songs, or Disclosure, and lots of other people. I love watching those streams and I learned so much from him. So I think, hey, it's yeah, I just want to give something back and like throw in my little contribution to music production knowledge. So, oh yeah, Chris, I'm learning a lot from your song breakdowns. That's great to hear. That's what I hope for. So, if you've been watching the song breakdowns before, you already know what's happening now, because I'm not only showing so we're gonna of course have a detailed look at the actual song, how the final product looks like, but what's always very important for me is to show the creative process behind it. And I've said this a lot of times before, that if you want to have a great idea, the best way to have a good idea is to have a lot of ideas and put them down. So we're gonna start on, what's that? January 14th. Let me check that this isn't too loud real quick. No, I think it should be fine. So this is the track that I made on January 14th. It's kind of where we left the last time. I'm just gonna support it a little bit. Xenogenesis. So, next day. I don't know, it's just putting down melodies. Didn't go anywhere, so. As you can hear, I was studying What's or Not, so Flume, What's or Not a little bit, was like trying, hey, how do they make their sounds? Playing around with that a little bit. Is it a little loud? Let me see. Can turn it down a little bit right here. Yeah. This should be better now. Let me know if the volume's okay now. Pretty weird stuff. It's not bad, but it didn't really go anywhere. I think it just goes back into the first part. Oh yeah, this was interesting. This is what it sounds like when I'm frustrated, because I remember that day I was pretty frustrated. So I made this. Watch out. Wait for it. Yeah, this is how it sounds when I'm frustrated. Wait for it. Okay, so this air was a little frustrated. So this is something that I played around with. Next one sounds kind of the same. Please be more frustrated. No. Colomb, I remember you, of course. Hello. Frustrated house. Frust house. So, next one. But yeah, listen to the bass sound. That's something that I used later on. Yeah, I listened to Silent Crafter's like sort of remake. So Silent Crafter, he took some old tutorials of me where I showed unfinished songs that I actually never finished, and he recreated those and then made them into actual songs. So check them out. Not right now. Don't leave the stream. But after the stream, you can search for Silent Crafter. I think on YouTube and SoundCloud you'll find it. Anyway, so if you just joined, what are we listening to? So I'm making a song breakdown of my song Windfall, and we're listening to tracks that I created trying to come up with a new idea. Once again, the reason I'm showing you this is because a lot of time new producers come to me, say like, I really have a problem, I tried making a song, it doesn't sound good, and I always say like, yeah, that's the same for me, like this is what it sounds like. I mean, there may be some interesting elements in it, and I've been doing it for, at this time I was already producing music for, I don't know, 12 years or something, but still, this is like oh, this is a day's work. Glorious. Okay, what else do we have? Well, that was pretty much it. This is another day's work. So I was playing around with Glitch at that time, of course, trying to make it melodic. This time a little more acoustic. Didn't really work. Yeah, so this was it. How long did The Calling take? Still an all-time favorite. The Calling was really interesting because it was a remix at first for another artist. And I made the remix, I submitted it. Then the artist was like, I don't like this. We're not going to take this. Then I said, hey, can I put it out as a bootleg remix? Then the artist was like, no, I don't like it. And then I had the track lying around. And that was in 2013. And I was really frustrated. My wife was really frustrated. She loved the remix. And then in 2015, I released Monarchy, and I reached out to Laura, and she sang it. And then I listened back to this old track and was like, wait, her voice might be a great fit for that track. So yeah, the track was done in 2013, and then the production was done, like the vocals or the songwriting was done in 2016. So it's over a long period of time, but it didn't take so long. Anyway, so more stuff. Wait a second. So this sounds kind of cool. But it doesn't go anywhere. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much, Jack Animation. Okay, so this one's not bad. Yeah, but still, didn't know what to do with this. So we're actually there. Monarchy plug sound design. Yeah, I could do a song breakdown for Monarchy as well at some point and show how the plug was done. It's actually 2 plugs mixed. So then the next day, I wanted to make some really like heavy trap. So I made a beat, which you'll see here in a second. And it goes like dung gung cha gung cha gung. And then I had another a really heavy trap track. I tried to find it that I heard. I think it was Flusterdamus or something, and it had a certain sound that I knew that I had as well. It's like a you will hear it in a second. So I thought, okay, but I'm gonna make trap, but I'm gonna make it in 104 BPM, which is not trap anymore, but take those sounds and try to mix it with this glitch hop groove. Anyway, this is what came out of it. So I did the drums first and try to make like something edgy over it. And sometimes, I don't know if you ever have this, sometimes you hear a beginning of a melody and then all of a sudden or at least for me, my head creates the rest of the melody. So I did this. Once again, it was supposed to be like an edgy trap track. So, and I made this, and then also I heard this melody in my head, like, and then I thought, okay, it could go on like this. So this was this day's work. Then I thought, okay, I really like this melody. And so the next part we're doing this time. So let me see. Yeah, is it laggy? It's for me. It says it's good. I think the audio is just like sometimes a little messed up. So I think it's on my side too. It might be the audio interface. Maybe it's too much for the computer. Because I have the project and the Windfall project in the background going on. Okay, let me know if it gets too bad. But the connection, luckily, should be fine at the moment. All right, cool. So you have this. So I thought, like, okay, I really like this. And tried to turn it into a song. So this is my first attempt turning it into a song. Yeah, I don't know. We're still waiting for something to happen. Ah, there we go. Little repetitive, probably, right? A little bit repetitive. So I thought, okay, this is not working. So I made another attempt. a tad repetitive. No idea where this was supposed to go. So, by the way, I'm just gonna do a general Q&A in the end. So I'm not gonna answer any of the other questions. If you have any questions about this specific track at the moment, about the production process. And I saw that somebody was asking, like, how do I remember that? So I archive everything very well. So almost every time I close the Ableton Live, I play out what's there. So I have everything with dates on it and like numbered and everything, and then I play out in a WAV or I'm using today it's just an MP3, so I can always listen back what I made that day. It's very important because often I want to like go through old ideas, and I can strongly recommend that. So if you produce something, even if you think it's complete trash, as you can hear, like I don't know, this here. Even if you think it's complete trash, just play it out, because you never know. Sometimes later you think like, oh, wait, this sound was cool or something, this little melody or anything. Anyway, so this is why I still have all that stuff. Then I thought, okay, this is not working. Let's try something else. Oh, so what I'm showing at the moment is sometimes you have a good idea, just take some time to create something out of it. So here we're already 12 days, so 2 weeks later from the initial idea. I was just working on this track, trying out different things, and this is what I came up with. Alright, so here's the drop. This is all that you know. We're gonna listen to this later on, but this is how the breakdown sounds like. Alright, so I put a lot of work into this version, as you can hear, like 2 weeks. And I was like, I don't like it. It's just too repetitive. It's just too repetitive. You cannot pick up the same melody again. I think that was interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, right? So the point here, once again, is sometimes you're just searching for the right solution, right? So we went from just recap real quick. We're trying to make a killer trap beat to this, to this, to this, to this. Okay, and then I actually didn't touch the song for I think like 2 weeks or so. Just didn't know what it should be. Then I came back to it and I thought like, okay, I think this drop here, this works. So the build up into the drop, and then I threw out this just take the one melody, go into the drop, bring back the first melody, do another drop, start at halftime so you have some variation. Simplify, all right? So this is what now we're gonna have a look at the actual track. Let me put this away. All right, so here's the track. Why is this song Doobie-Doo called like that? It's some kind of joke. No. It's a quote. It's what was that? It's like two philosophers. One said to do is to be, the other said to be is to do. And then Sinatra said Doobie-Doo. It's about the philosophical question. I put this like on the cover as well. The philosophical question: if you are because you're doing something, or you're doing something because you are. What's first? Anyway, cool. So if you have any other questions, I'm gonna answer them later on. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Yeah. So this is the track. Let me know if everything works. You can hear. Yeah. I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna take out this one here. Is the volume okay? Let me do something in between. By the way, this is my mastering chain here. For those who are interested in that. Oh, it's a little EQ, some Kramer tape, which I wouldn't use today anymore. And then a limiter, and that's the mastering chain. And now Ableton crashed. Yay! Sorry for that. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Can you move your cam to your right side? Like this? Yes, please recover my work. So this is my background. How much seating for the limiter? I don't know. Usually it's about so usually what I often do is that you put it in a way that it doesn't actually raise the volume, right? So it compensates for it. Time machine, yeah. So you put the limiter in a way that it doesn't make it louder while you're trying it, and then I pull down the limiter, if you will, and see when I start hearing it work, and then I go back a little bit, and that's usually how you use the limiter. Anyway, all right, reported crash, no thank you. Let's hope that it keeps working. I was so proud that I got the project to work again. It's from 2014, and pretty much everything works. Okay, let's have a look. So it starts with this sound here, obviously. And this is from Omnisphere. Please don't crash on me again, thank you. And it's this Loom Sonic 100 watt. It's a sample in Omnisphere, and it just sounds like. So it's this one here. Some reverb on it. I'm gonna take out probably a little loud again. Please don't crash. All right. So semi-Q. This is how the rough sample sounds. All right. Oh, and there's some volume automation as well. So, okay, so this is what it starts with, and then I have another plug, I think. Oh yeah, this is a Nexus plug. It's from the Christmas 2013 extension and guitar plug. Yeah, I really like this. So when I get new sounds, like any extension or any synthesizer, I go through all the presets and try to figure out what's in there. Yeah, so this is one that I found that I liked immediately. So it's just double on this one. So there's not even EQ on here. There's like zero effects. It's just the rough preset. And now this one comes in. This is some that I made myself. It's just a square filtered square sound with some auto pan on it. So it goes a little left and right. Reverb. A little EQ. Damn. I think it's FabFilter. I actually think it's FabFilter. Sorry for that. Because it's the very first FabFilter. I will not open it anymore. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you mess around with those very old projects. Yes, please recover my work. Ableton Live moment, yeah. Yeah, I think in Bitwig it would not happen because you can sandbox every plugin, so if the plugin crashes, the rest does not crash. And also it's weird because the project never crashed on me while I was preparing everything. Maybe it's you guys, maybe it's the stream. I don't know, I have no idea. Anyway, is the stream still working? Don't mess with the classic. And then it takes a while to load. So I will try not open too many plugin windows. I think it's some of the plugin windows. Someone paid you even. I got paid? Sorry. I'm so unexperienced with streaming and Twitch. So if somebody paid me, thank you so much. It's very appreciated. More like Ableton. More like Ableton Death. That's a good one. Ableton Death. Okay, so what's interesting in this part is, so there's a ton of effects going on here. So all this stuff here. Right. And this is very important. If I turn this off, you have this. That would be very, it really drags. So this is, I think this is from Omnisphere or Stylus RMX, I don't know, one of those. So it's Spectrasonics. A couple of different sound. This is also definitely from Omnisphere, just a choir. And I sampled, this is just a bass note. And, then this one here. I don't know where I have this from. Probably also Omnisphere. Just sample the stuff. Yeah. So those in the middle are especially important just to keep it interesting. I mean this one. And this one, I think. Yeah. So there's this little build. And this. So all this stuff, if you listen to the effects, we listen to the effects alone, right? So this is what's really important here on this part. So yeah, sometimes you can use effects to keep something interesting if you don't want too much information. So, and on a musical perspective, what happens is what I had in the very first layout. I just have the very first phrase repeating over and over again. And then you show the actual melody. And when you show the actual melody, you have this one coming in, plus this is a silence patch. No, this is a diva patch that I made myself. And this is a this is a silence patch. This is a preset late mouse, which I used quite a bit. It's nice. It's still a pad, but it's a rhythmic. Yeah. So this comes in a little Kygo-ish, which was like the hot stuff in 2014. Yeah. So this comes in together with this additional melody. So this is why it adds another level, right? It's not just, if you would, this is really important that you add stuff on top. So if I would take these out here, the music's still moving forward, but the element of like positive surprise would be missing. So we have some questions. If you have an interest in what were the inspiration or just influence from anything? Yeah, like I said, the influence was a very heavy trap song. And then I was just playing around with glitch hop in general. So I tried mixing it, and then yeah. I don't know, like I said before, like if you watch the beginning of this stream, I showed like all the different stuff, and I'm just playing around with weird stuff. And I think that's very, very important if you're creative. Create stuff and being aware that you don't have to show it to people. So be courageous, go crazy. So for me, it's important to create like bad stuff. So I'm as proud of this which is like nothing, but still I sat down and tried something. So this is important. Yeah, so because if you play around with a lot of stuff, then stuff happens. All right, so these elements are very important. And then we build on top, so another melody comes in. Not another melody, but another sound. This is Diva again, it's a self-made, it's just a square synth with an autopan that I showed before. And at that time, this one here is automated. So look here. So it goes down like by 3 dB to make space. Right, so it's a little harsher here. It gets a little softer. And then it takes up a little speed. Shaker coming in. This is what happens here. Then another Nexus preset. And then there's even more stuff coming in. So it's another octave of the one of the lead sounds. This one here. It's like an acid-ish. So this is this sound here is just you get this. Should I dare to open silence? No, I think silence should be fine. Come here, silence. Yeah, you don't crash me, right? So what you do is you have a very high resonance. Right? So the resonance is very high. This is here. So this would be without high resonance, but with high resonance goes like that. And then you distort it. Right? So this is just a saw. I think it's a bandpass, yeah. So you put a lot of resonance on it. Then distort it. And then open the filter while it's playing. So and then what happens here is that the melody goes back to how it was in the beginning. It's just so it skips that skipped. And there's another melody coming in. Another sound. Oh, that's the octave of this one. I think I had it on a different track for mixing purpose. Yeah, Warglove, yeah, you're very welcome. I'm happy if you enjoyed the song breakdown. Dancing Naked, yeah, that could also be interesting. But we will get to this bass sound, which I used in quite a few tracks. And it's kind of similar. Okay, so what happens here as well is that this sound, give me a second. Start spotlight. So snare comes in. Then big claps. And this is a mix of 3. I think this is a orchestra bass drum. This is another bass drum with, and this is claps on top. So they all together make this kind of dramatic build up in the background. To move things, and then snare drum, very bright and dry snare drum. Then the right, and this noise, I think I made it myself, yeah, silent. This, I think this is a bandpass filter on noise. And then distorted. So you take a bandpass filter, noise, bandpass filter, resonance up, then distorted. And then you swipe the bandpass filter. So it does this. And then it has a little delay on it, that's it. So this sound here. This is also noise. I really like that kind of sound. So we're... what can we have? Yeah, so I really like this kind of sound because it sounds somewhat electronic, but also a little more natural to me, at least. So once again, it's white noise. White noise with a bandpass filter, with resonance on it, then distorted, right? And then just some delay and reverb on it. And then very important here is the pitch bend. Yeah, so it, this little pitch bend, I think the notes otherwise would have sounded out of tune. Yeah. So, and what's also important here is once again a little element of surprise. The melody goes on, right, but it's replaced by a different sound, which comes back later. So this is all the melody. This is all only the same melody going on. Playful, right? So it's dramatic, and then the very end is just played by this whistle-ish sound. Yeah, so this is where, like, all the stuff that builds up, right? We start here, very, very subtle, adding another layer, adding another layer, adding another layer, adding 4 other layers. Right. So let's go into the... Shall we do the bass sound first? Yeah, let's do the bass sound first. Probably the element that you find most interesting. So this is what I've been talking about a lot. I hope this doesn't crash. No, it's not. It doesn't crash. So I was using a lot of Gladiator 2 at that time. So my thought process behind using Gladiator 2 is I often try to find my own synthesizers. Use synthesizers that not everybody uses, because sometimes you get sounds out of them that you cannot get with other synthesizers. Even with Serum, I think this would be very hard to create. So let me break this down. Don't crash. No. Okay, cool. So I made a copy. So this is the sound as it's coming out of Gladiator. And it's not playing. Why is it not playing? Strange. Anyway. So it's how I created the sound is it's a sound that I pretty much used already in Doobie Doobie Doo, and what I did is I tried to make a growl sound, right? Like Skrillex was blowing up at the time with all the growly, like Scary Monsters, Nice Sprites and stuff like that. And I knew already somehow how to do that, and I wanted to find another way to make a growl sound, a new way, create something new. And on my way to create the sound, I stumbled upon this. which is, let me... So this is a vocal sound here. Let me turn down, where's the mix? I haven't used this in a while. Hello? Yeah, so this one. So it plays a wavetable. I can increase the speed. So this is the wavetable. But what Gladiator does, it has a certain machine-like sound to it. It's hard to describe. So this is one of the layers. And then the other one is this peak. Oh, and this is an octave below. So it's a very, very low sound, but with this just impulses. Yeah, and if you take this and mix it, and then you distort it. I used Omicide at that time. Raise this, and then some EQ on it. And then I had another layer, which is this. What's interesting here is this one is stereo. And you can see it's called Doobie Doo because it's the sound that I used in my track Doobie Doo. First time. And what do we have here? Let me see. Let me turn off Homicide. Yeah, so it's once again, it's this Vox wavetable. Only this one. Very, very low. Distorted. EQ. More EQ. And then mix both together. And then more EQ, more EQ. Sausage fattener. Here you see some dynamic EQing actually. Right here. I don't know exactly why. Yeah, so what's really important for the sound is just Gladiator 2. It just creates this. It just has this weird. So this is Gladiator 2 alone. Yeah, and if you distort it, once again, mix it with the, so the stereo sound is one octave above. Has a sort of chainsaw-ish bass sound to it. Then what I did is, so it's sidechain compressed here, and as you can see, sorry. As you can see, I cut out all the low frequencies. There's a lot of low frequency stuff in here, and instead just use silent, just a sine, because this is just unstable with the low frequencies here. So you see there are some, sometimes they're there, sometimes they are not, and so on and so forth, and you want to have them very stable. So it's just a pure sine wave here. This one here. Yeah, and put them together. So then you have the bass. All right, now there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I think that's also really important if you're learning to create music. Let me put on all this stuff here. It's just a lot of little details that are added. And then so those complement the bass line. And this is an example that I give often, is for creating depth. There's just one sound with reverb on it. If I take this out, it's very dry. Well, the whistle here also has some reverb. But other than that, it's very dry. But I wanted to keep, like, have some depth in there. So just take one song. So it's reverb on it. I think I printed it. So it's just reverb on it and then compressed. And this is what creates the depth. Okay, now the drums. Are so far any questions about this? How do you plan these extra details? So I start with a bass line. So I start with this. And then I just add stuff on top, right? You're like, okay, this note, I hear a little accent on it. And then you put an accent on it. This dub, 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 dub. I thought, okay, this. So just the offbeat, dub, dub. And what's this? Oh, this doesn't even play anything. Is this even there? Oh, I think I think I removed it. This is actually not used anymore. Anyway, so just a little, you know. So this dub 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 would be a little boring. So okay, just adds a little something. So this is, I think it's just some samples. Let me see. And then some chords. So this is just silent. Will stems finally be released for Windfall? I thought they were released. I can double check, definitely. So how do you figure out... Oh, Ferris here? Did I miss it? Anyway. What was I talking about? Yeah, how do you figure out what sounds fit the track? You just try. Just trying around. So a lot of the stuff that you see here, I probably did twice or 3 times as much. And added something like, it doesn't quite fit. Tried something else, it doesn't quite fit. Tried the next one, okay, it's okay. And yeah, you just go on. And like you see, for example, this here, I even forgot to delete the, forgot to delete the track. So there were probably a lot of other tracks in there that I ended up deleting. Yeah, that's also what I do sometimes. I have a song at the moment. What I did, I just gave myself a timer and said, okay, for 2 hours, within 2 hours, I'm gonna add 24 details, which is like 1 detail every 5 minutes. I would just throw as many details on the track as I could, and then after I did this, I was removing some of them again. Because sometimes I get really lost in some details, so I have a specific sound in mind, and I play around for like one boop for 2 hours, and it's not effective. So that's why I said, okay, cool. Every 5 minutes, 1 more detail. And if it doesn't sound right, doesn't matter, do something else. And that worked really, really well. So it's also a creative technique that you can try out. I have never put several layers of sound together. I don't know about mixing or mastering. Forget about mastering. Yeah, it's not so important, as you can see here. Mastering doesn't make the sound. I think the reason mastering is so overrated, I mean, nothing against mastering engineers. A great mastering engineer is very valuable, but I think the reason people are so focusing so much on it is because of the name mastering. It's like, oh, this is like how you create a masterpiece. That's not the point. It's mastering is just because you're on the bus that creates the copy that everything else is made of. This is called the master, is the one copy that all the other copies are made of. But it's not that important. It's great if you have a great mastering engineer, but it doesn't make the sound. It's just the last 3%. So if the mix and the sound selection doesn't work, your mastering will not save your song. No chance. Yeah, so drums. Drums are pretty simple, so it's just a kick drum here. The snare. Yeah, punchy snare. Not too loud. Right. Then this one here is important. And then claps in the offbeat. Those have a little, those actually do have a little room on them. But not too much. Yeah, very simple drums here. So bringing back the melody is important here. And then I made another sound with massive. This is just heavy frequency modulation and then playing the octave as well. I don't even know. I haven't used massive in so many years. I don't know. So it's, you just take, I think it's a saw wave. Yeah, it's a saw. Yeah, it's a saw wave. And it's, where's the frequency modulation? No. Ha. But it's frequency modulated. Routing, no. Global, no. I don't know. It's just a saw wave with crazy frequency modulation, I think. Just to keep it interesting. And then also what's important is that this sound here comes in. And so I take out this one. Because this one was there to give a depth. Now we have this one. If you would add this one on top, it would just be too much. So this one goes away. There's so much going on, you're not gonna miss this sound here. You're not gonna miss it because there's more stuff going on. This time there's a drum break as well. What's this? Ah, nothing. Okay, and then one thing, by the way, that what's important is, let me put the main melody underneath here. So the bass line is a little bit similar to the main melody, right? The dum 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 dum. So that especially dum 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 digga digga digga. I'm gonna do other questions later about Out of the Rain, about further songs and so on and so forth. I'm gonna do this later after the song breakdown. So the bass line kind of resembles the main melody. So it's not something completely different, and you still feel unconsciously, you still feel the melody that you're used to in here. You still feel it's there. Yeah. So we bring back the melody, but we're not doing the full melody. And you can see all those details here. They're not there anymore. It's just this one here. What was this one? Yeah. Just this one. Because otherwise it would be too much, because now we have the melody coming back. And it's sort of, it's intended that it's a pleasant comeback. Because you heard the melody, you're aware of this. And now it comes back in like playful way. And what I really liked also about this part is combining this gritty bass with playful melody. And now, who can tell me, what is this? What sound is this? Can somebody tell me? Sun piano! Yes! Real blues shoebox. Exactly, Sun piano. So it's a Nexus preset called Sun piano. I used it in Unity as well. A lot of other songs and tracks. Just on the offbeat. So this establishes harmonies. Right here we have like no real harmonies. Oh, actually, we do have a little bit. So that's always when the chords come in. So no, don't crash, don't crash. Just some chords. But here we have like ongoing chords. And the bass line, by the way, it's tamed. I tamed the bass line. So here it's... Let's know what's doing here. So it goes with a chord progression, and then here... It does its weird thing where it suddenly follows the melody. Yeah, also ways to keep it interesting, you know? If you would just have it running like this. Yeah, it's a little element of surprise. If it just follows that. And then have this Nexus press, just this Nexus press called Angel 1. Just to thicken up the sound. So this is the leftover from the other version that I played before. This part you probably could skip, but I don't know. I think it somehow needs this very relaxed breakdown, because that's something I discovered when I produced Dancing Naked. At some point, it was just way too much going on. So you need, at least in my opinion, you need to give the listener a break. Otherwise, you get like accustomed to the energy, and then it doesn't feel energetic anymore. So in order to have this feel energetic, we need this. And also it's good to get away from this. Yeah, I think that was also the reason why I put it in. So if I would take this out. Let me... Don't crash, no. So... Oh, I deleted a little bit too much, but yeah, anyway. So, we would be coming from this melody. And then we go to this melody right away. And we already heard it all the time here. So, right, we have it playing here. All right. And then we go to this one. And he's just it's too repetitive. So this is also a really important reason why it goes down. Right? Okay, so we finally have a break break from the melody. So okay, something different. Interesting. Chill. Very spacey. Yeah, I almost have to go to sleep. But almost. And now when it comes back, it's like, oh, nice! Right? If you would go right back into it, it would be, oh no! Small differences, but I think it can actually make or break a song. If I personally now, listening back to it, I think if I would have removed this part, I think it would have way less plays. So, Grüße an Braunschweig. Better than coffee. We could get lyrics over the middle section. No, I think it's too busy for lyrics. Another song breakdown in the queue. The new song, I'm gonna do a breakdown for it. New song will be out on March 1st. It's the Monkeys song. Should I play it real quick? Just off topic. We almost there, by the way, with the song breakdown. Because now it's just the halftime part, and then it's it. Where is it? No, I think I have it in the archive already. Because I submitted it. It's me singing. It's probably the most... I've rarely been so scared to put out a song because it's me singing. And it's such a weird song. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do. No. Sorry. There we go. Monkeys. Just gonna play the start real quick. It's master. So that's me singing.
You're alone in the jungle now, trying to survive. You're alone in the jungle now. You wanna make a fire but don't know how. You're alone in the jungle now, full of stupid monkeys. Monkeys think they're really smart, always knew it from the start. They came up with science and arts, covering their monkey parts. Monkeys are confused, always asking why. Monkeys are scared, they...
Yeah. So you can sing. No, I can't really sing, but I'm very, very good in operating pitch correction programs. Ha. Yeah. No, but this actually, I tried other singers on with this. And it just sounded better with my voice for some reason. Can't wait to have your vocal chain. Yeah, I'm going to show everything. So this is going to be the next song breakdown for sure. And we're going to make some retro song breakdowns as well at some point. You said Out of the Rain was going to release in February. Yeah, no, so we switched them. Sorry, yeah, but for a couple of reasons. Out of the Rain is coming as well. It's coming on. Let me see. It's coming on. I think it's actually no. April 5th. A little time to wait still, but then that's when Out of the Rain's coming out. Okay, let's wrap this up real quick. There's not that much going on anymore, so we know all this stuff already. It's just the drums are different. So there's a huge snare drum going on here. And then a hide and the offbeat, which we didn't have before, I think. Yeah. No, we did have this. This stuff here. And then the kick drum. Different kick drums combined. Nothing too special here. And then goes back. And what I personally think is very, very important is the variations on the whistling part here. Right, it has those tiny variations here. Because if you would, after all this, I mean, how many times have you heard by this time? It's probably, I don't know, like 50 times or so. So if you would just repeat it over and over again without changing any of it, I would get a little... So you kind of tease with that. But then, oh, little surprise. Right, so it plays around this melody. I think that's very, very important at this point. And then a little more of that energy melody. This is the plug sound here again. Yep. Any questions? How many songs will you release this? Now let's start with questions about the production first, and then I'm gonna answer some questions about general questions. Do you sometimes? No, this is a general question. I'm so sorry that I'm easily distracted, as you can tell. Oh, let me switch back to so they can see me. I'm easily distracted, as you can see. Yeah, so if you have any questions about that. What's the meaning of windfall? Windfall is like an unexpected positive event. So something great comes out of nothing. That's a windfall. Can we listen to more Monkey Song? No, not yet. Not yet. I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna like record it and then put it everywhere. How much time did you spend on this production? This was a couple of weeks. Because I was like I described before, I was running the wrong direction first. What's your favorite orchestra libraries? I use Spitfire quite a bit, but then also what I can really recommend is the Native Instruments Complete. It comes with, I can play something. I accidentally copied David Guetta on this one, really without any intent. But a Native Instruments Complete, for example, it has such an amazing cello. Oh my god. This is some of the layouts I've been doing. No, not this one. So this is David Guetta. I didn't realize what I was doing, but wait for this. This is Native Instruments Complete right here. It's me playing the cello on the piano. Yeah, so this is one of the layouts I've been doing. I've been doing them like half hourly now, like 30 minutes, one layout. So this is one of them. So Native Instruments Complete, amazing stuff. There's an orchestra library in that as well. Why my message is getting deleted, I don't know. So yeah, let's go to general questions then. Should I go through some? Random Rabbit. Hey. What happened to the Arcadium? We're not releasing songs there anymore because it takes a lot of time to sign songs and it's a lot of trouble. Yeah, it just takes some energy to run a label, and I want to do it right? Because you have some what's the name? Some liabilities, responsibilities towards the artist. They put a lot of love and time and energy into their songs, and yeah, I wanted to focus on my own songs, and the entire team was the same thing. So yeah. Since we're breaking down Windfall, could the Windfall, the Lab Rat mashup be today's outro? The Lab Rat mashup. What was that? I don't know. I don't know, sorry. So sometimes I don't get the right sound for my idea. What should I do? Just try different sounds. So you could use the technique that I was describing before. You simply say, I work a lot with timers. So put a timer, say, okay, this is the amount of time that I'm gonna give myself to find a sound. And then you move on. You leave it like that. Or you say like, okay, I'm throw away everything. So save, throw away everything, try new. When can I finally party to your song in a club or at a festival? So you mean live shows? I don't know yet. I really enjoy producing still, so I'm not focused on playing live shows at the moment. What's your biggest tip in making glitch hop? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't made like actual glitch. Depends. But it's just you have to get the shuffle right. So you have to put it on like 100. This Windfall is 102 BPM. It's not really glitch up though, but still when you have that, and then you have to shuffle the 16, so it doesn't go but it goes. It's either called swing or shuffle, and you have just sometimes a knob, sometimes a value that you put in, and you have to have the just use swing and shuffle and this tempo, and then you're getting this direction. Is the next week a Q&A Discord or another feedback session? No, next week's going to be just a regular Q&A session on Discord. So if you have more questions, you can stick around then. The Labyrinth is your secret song. I know which one you mean. Yeah. It's from, I think it's from my Splice pack. If you have to choose one, your favorite song, I don't really have song favorites. Neither are my own or anyway. Will you try producing pop music? What's pop music? It's not really a genre. It can come out of different genres. I don't want to go too pop. I always try to explore new stuff. That's what I usually do. That's why always when people ask me, hey, we try this genre, well, maybe I get inspired by this genre, but I want to create something new out of it. Which also gives me some trouble, usually when not trouble, it's nothing bad, but whenever I submit a song to like Spotify and stuff, it's always like, what genre is this? I'm like, I don't know. And I end up with something generic like dance music. Any tips on how to put a melody from your head into your DAW? It's just practice. So what I did is not actually putting down melodies, but I teach myself a lot of piano music just by listening to listening to a cassette in the 90s and 80s. No, it was mostly 90s. So recording songs I liked on a cassette, then playing them back, trying to play it on the piano. Didn't work, played it back again until I had it. So that way I learned training my ears. So whenever I hear something on the cassette, I could play it on the piano. And then when you do that a lot, then you hear it in your ear and you can also put it on the piano. And honestly, it's practice. I don't think there's any shortcut for this. There's Farah. Hey! How you doing? Less than 3 on Spotify. I love all your music, Chris. Also, Fire Breakdown would be amazing. Yes, it's definitely planned to put the Doobie Doobie Doo EP on Spotify. Then the piano. Are you performing ESL 1 this year? No. Pop music, like how popcorn pops. What's your daughter's favorite TheFatRat song? I don't know. I'd have to ask her. I think it changes. I think she likes Monkeys. What we've been listening to recently in the car. That's always the reward I give myself, is because I don't listen to the songs until they are finished. So I don't, like, I would once listen to the car, write down notes, but I don't want to get used to them because otherwise it blocks your creativity. But then when it's finished, when I submit the master, I'm like, yeah, now I can listen to my own song, and then I play it all the time. And I think she likes it as well. Are all your releases made in Ableton? No, my early remixes have been made in Logic, and then in between I changed to Cubase. I think We Meet Again was produced in Cubase. I don't know if any other song was produced in Cubase, and then went back to Ableton. Have you listened to the album Nurture by Paul Robinson? If so, what do you think about it? I think it's great. It's honestly it's a great album. Very creative. I liked it better than his first one. I don't recall how the first album was called. But that was a little bit, I don't know, too big sounding for me, and this one was felt more intimate to me. Do you still listen to cassette tapes? No, I don't even have one. I don't even have a CD player anymore. Fire breakdown. Yeah, we will see. We could do some. I'll probably put up a poll on when I do the next like retro breakdown. We will see. How much attention do you pay to tempo? Sometimes you change it mid-song. Is there any precision? Yeah, it's just a feeling, of course. I change it a lot, especially in the beginning. I often create something. I'm like, okay, this is good. Especially when I like something. So I have the track, right? And I'm okay, now I'm going to produce it. I often in the beginning, I change the tempo. It's easy to do in Ableton because you have all the time warp. So you can just, even when you have audio, you can change the tempo and it fixes everything automatically. So yeah, you just play around it. You just feel it, right? You play the track and could be a little faster. Make it faster. Then it's like, oh, this is too fast. Make it slower until it's. Sometimes it never feels right, but that rarely happens. Usually you have a sweet spot. Yeah, my daughter gets early access. That's true. Why do you not get bored listening to your music while you're producing? Yeah, that's the point. Don't listen to the entire thing. So I would just work on the bass, for example. So I'm just listening to the bass and I'm listening to, okay, what is it doing? Just small snippets. Don't listen to the entire thing over and over again. Can be very tempting. I like doing it, but I don't allow myself to do it because that's what happens. You get used to your song. It feels great, but then you get used to it. And then at some point you're bored. Oh, my wife's calling. Give me a second. Probably important. Hallo? Nein. Jo. Gut. Ciao. I have to call her back. Okay, yeah, there was a question again. What do you do to fight writer's block? Just allow yourself to create something really bad. So I've been making music professionally for over 20 years now, and I would say I have encountered quite a bit of writer's block, but I never would let it get me. You just say, okay, I'm just gonna produce crap today. Because you can. Like if somebody put a gun to your head, it's like, okay, create something, and it better be good. You would do something, right? Just kind of put yourself in that position. You just create something like, okay, it sucks. Next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. Sometimes 2 weeks. Sometimes I had months. Where I didn't like anything that I produced. Well, you just keep producing. That's it. What also helps is listening to a lot of stuff. Like try listening to stuff that you like, right? And then make something like that. So something that literally inspires you. Just copy it, if you will. That also works. Another advice. So find something that you like and reverse engineer it. I keep mentioning that reverse engineer. So just recreate a song that you like. Often you'll get a lot of ideas from that. Do you have any tips on working with vocals? It's not a specific tip. Make sure you have enough compression on them. And yeah, sometimes even a little bit of distortion. When you do electronic songs, if you take any songs that I created and you would put the vocals dry on top, the original vocals that I used without any effects, it never works because it just sounds too natural to fit into an electronic playback. So you need a lot of compression, a lot of EQ usually, because you have this proximity effect, right? When you're close to the microphone, usually singers are like that. It really boosts the bass frequencies. You have to take out the bass frequencies. And then a lot of compression. I usually compress after the EQ because otherwise you first compress the bass frequencies and then you take them out. So I try to get the sound right, then compress it, then maybe to put a little bit of saturation on top of that. And then delay reverb. So you really have to treat vocals to make them work in an electronic song. It's different when you have acoustic songs, of course. FL Studio, Ableton, trying to see which one is good. Ableton is great. Oh, Ghosty's here. Hey, great to see you. How do you feel about people remaking your song? I'm one of them. That's cool, of course. Go ahead. You can also like put it out on SoundCloud and YouTube and stuff, just not on Spotify. At least not with my name on it. And if you, yeah, just put it out there. But that's fine. So that's totally cool. I love when I inspire people. That's great. So nothing will be released on March? No. On March 1st, Monkeys will be released. And then 5 weeks later, I think Out of the Rain's gonna come. And then probably the EP with those old and glitch up songs, but I'm not yet 100% sure. Sorry for changing the release plan. There are a couple of reasons for that. But yeah, it's all gonna come. And it's submitted already, so this is fixed. Both dates are fixed. Yeah. So... TheFatRat's blog. What's writer's block? Writer's block means you have no ideas. That's what writer's block is. You sit down, you want to create something, but you feel like your head is empty. Oh, which music distributors do you use when you first released your music? At the beginning, I used TuneCore. I'm now using iGroove. Just iGroove.com, I think. They're really, really good. I can strongly recommend them. Cool. Why some of the first songs? It's an interesting question. Why are some of the first songs you released so similar? Personally, I really don't think they're similar. I think they're very different from everything else, and then similar in themselves. But if you compare Unity to Windfall, I think except Sun Piano, there's not a single sound that the same thing uses. It's also the structures are very different. So Unity has this A-B structure. Windfall has like so Unity has one melody, then goes into another melody that goes back to the first melody, and so on. Windfall has one melody, then goes into a bass drop. Unity doesn't have a bass drop; it's just the melody going on. And then Monody is a completely different thing. It's all orchestra. So for me, they're not absolutely not similar. Yeah. How do you make a track sound catchy as good as the ones with lyrics? Yeah, I talked about this before. It's like the structure of the melodies that really, really helps. Cool. I think the bass is the same. Unity no, it's not the same. I think they might be a little bit similar. Just the bass sound, but it's like treated in a very different way. All right. Yeah, I have to call my wife. So sorry if I skipped any questions. If you have more questions, you can come to my Discord server next week, same time that this stream started, in a week from now. And I will be there and answering questions for some time. Cool. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Should I play the outro song now? I'm not gonna play an outro song today. I think we're fine. Where do I stop the stream? There's the stream. See you next week on Discord. And once again, new songs coming out on March 1st. Monkeys, me singing, crazy song. Out of the Rain's coming 5 weeks later. We'll see from there. See you soon. Bye bye.